Hello everybody, I'm Phil Montgomery. I'm a clinic supervisor at the NCA and I teach there on the business stream, and I'm a trustee for World Medicine. There's quite a lot to get through and there's not a lot of time, so I'm going to really get shifting on the, I don't want to say boring bits, but bits that aren't of as much interest. So what is World Medicine? We're a UK registered charity, and I suppose in essence we're sort of like an umbrella really for other projects. At the moment the only projects we've got running are the India project and Grenfell, although we have been involved in others in the past. I came to World Medicine through being at a party and drinking too much wine, and if anybody knows Mike Freeman here, by the morning when I woke up he'd enlisted me, so that's how he got me involved. And I met Rachel on the first session that I went to India with, and Rachel was with us there in 2013, I think. Okay, so World Medicine, it's managed by a board of trustees, and there's 5 of us. Last year there was only 3 of us, so we're growing. At one time it's been down to as little as 1 person, so there's a lot of work involved behind the scenes. The projects are self-funded. We raise our own money for flights, food and accommodation. All the practitioners are BACSI registered now. In the past they've not always been, but they're all qualified acupuncturists. Equipment is funded by World Medicine too, and World Medicine is open to including qualified complementary therapists too, although at the moment in the project that we're doing in India it's just acupuncturists. I'm going to go through this fairly quickly. Our vision: to alleviate suffering in communities around the world where people have been affected by trauma, disaster and poverty. Our mission: to provide complementary healthcare, including acupuncture, to relieve the suffering of people around the world experience the effects of trauma, disaster and poverty. Our core values: non-political, non-religious, committed to facilitating health and well-being and relieving suffering through complementary and alternative therapies. Committed to sharing skills across cultural, religious and professional borders, acknowledging common humanity and basic human rights. So, when it all began, you'll probably all know Danny Maxwell, works for the BACSI and JCM. He started it all in 2004, and this was for the tsunami that hit. He took a team of acupuncturists over there, and that was the beginning. It was called Acupuncture Sans Frontiers at that time. Other projects we've done: there was a project in Mysore, there was a project in Gaza, Hebron and Nablus, and Mike Freeman was greatly involved with those, and he would take a team of acupuncturists over there and treat lots and lots of patients. The problem is now that with the political instability over there, it's just not possible, and that is not running at the moment. What we're doing now, the 2 main projects are the Grenfell one, which Rachel's really filled you in on, and the project in India, Chapada, which I'm the project leader for. The project in India is run from an ashram, and this is the ashram. It looks really, really quite grand. It's not as grand as it actually looks. This is a very rural area in the Gujarat province of India, which is in the western part of India. It's 95% Hindu. The area's got, Gujarat, I think it's got about 60 million people, predominantly vegetarian. Okay, so in India this started in 2010 with a lady called Malti Shah, and she was linked to an existing charity there through her sister. She went over just to see what was going on over there. What's the existing charity there? They have a school for the blind. They have orphanage for children, both boys and girls. and they've now started to build schools over there. And this was what was going, this was linked with a charity in England, and she went over and saw that there was an opportunity to do acupuncture there. So she started from the ashram, just treating odd people, and slowly it's just started to grow. I've got some more pics of this. In 2013, I went with her. She advertised through World Medicine. She got in touch with Mike Freeman through World Medicine that was running the projects in the Middle East, and from there it started to grow. The first team of 4 of us went out in 2013, and we set up a multi-bed clinic there. We were trying to create sustainability to what she'd originally started. She worked extremely hard, Multi. She went every year since 2010 in her own holidays, so she had no holidays off. She went, and that was a holiday, treating hundreds of people there. So she tried to get sustainability there, and the vision she had was to do it through a protocol similar to NADA, and we set it up, and in 2014 we taught 10 trainees from the local hospital there. It was very successful. However, when we left, it crashed. Each time it crashed, and there's various reasons for that, which it's a terrible shame, but the main one really is just their inability to keep the staff would be the main one. Also, when it's got the drive and push behind it from the West, it gives it more kudos. I can't put it any other way than that. And I think that is probably, it worked. Without a doubt, it worked. There are limitations with auricular acupuncture, as Rachel said. I think that was one of the problems. But the clinic it was just unsustainable. So we went over, Multi stepped down as a team leader, and I took her place. And we went in 2016. There was a bit of new blood behind it, and we suspended the ear acupuncture treatment, and we went and just did pure, full-blown body acupuncture. This is some other pictures of the ashram. This is one of the treatments that the period that Multi went, 2010, she did 10 days. This was single-handed. She did 350 treatments. And then you can see 10 days, 300 treatments in March and December in 2011. You know, she was shattered, bless her. So this is the hospital. This was 2016 when we went, and we did 960 treatments there. 95% of the treatments are musculoskeletal. It's a very poor rural area. Most of the people work in the fields. Also, unfortunately, we're getting on to the bits that are a bit more juicy now. Unfortunately, I don't have much photos from the ladies' clinic either. We run 2 clinics there. We run a male and a female, and this is for cultural reasons. And again, it's not that we're not allowed to take pictures in the ladies' clinic. It's just it's not quite acceptable. So we have to be careful with that. Men aren't allowed in there, but I've got plenty of footage of the male clinic. We have translated. We go for a period of approximately 14 days, which isn't long enough. This is what you were saying, Seth. What can we achieve in 14 days? Well, a lot more than you would realise. It is a stepping stone. The idea is to increase the project. We all do this completely free in our spare time, which we don't have much of. So we're doing the best we can, but this is the beginning. So this is 2 weeks now. We want to extend it to a month, and then we want to grow it from there. That's the way we see us sustaining it. But the acupuncture works. Patients come to us perhaps on a daily or every other day basis. So we see them really close together, the treatments are close together. And the power of the acupuncture that we do there is absolutely incredible. Until you've actually worked and done it like that, you can't appreciate how powerful this medicine is. I'll talk about that a little bit more as we get going. Okay, so I've got some footage of the actual clinic. If you want to ask questions as we go along, please feel free to. There will be a little bit of question time at the end as well, though, hopefully. So if it's a poignant question and you want and it's like time, just please fire away. So I've got a little bit of video footage here. I might not be able to play it all.
One second. Stop. No.
So this is
Yeah.
the clinic.
No.
It's multi-bed.
Action.
Okay, so he's on his third visit. He's had neck and shoulder pain. He works at the Diamond 9. He works very, very hard. As you can see, the marks from what we've done cupping. And then we did scrape. Cupping on the first treatment, reduced it a lot for the shoulders. Then we did gua sha on the neck, which again, as you can see, the marks. And again, reduced the neck mobility's improved. There's hardly any pain now. It's gone from a 4 to a 1. We're just on the last needling now, and I'm just doing very tight areas. And I think that some fingers crossed this will be his last treatment. So if you want to pan all the way around, let's ask the guy how he feels and if he's happy with what we're doing. Okay, so you can question, just say, is he happy with the treatment? Is he pleased that he came?
તમે સારું લાગ્યું કે તમે આવ્યા આમાં ટ્રીટમેન્ટ કરવા સારું લાગે છે? Yeah, it feels great.
It feels great, yeah. Pain down, he feels happy. We got a smile on your face, ask him if he's happy.
કહે છે તમને હસવાનું લાગે છે કે તમે હવે હસી શકો કે? Yeah, he's laughing.
Shall we do a selfie for the camera? Big smile. That was tight.
We went to do a selfie and had a power cut. So I just thought that serves me right, really. So we work with translators that we take from the UK. Not all of them, we have a few translators over there too. We have assistants that were trained by Multi. They do cupping and moxa, a little bit of massage, sometimes a little bit of gua sha, and they help us. The translators, we wouldn't be able to work without them. They just, so we are inundated with people. We arrive at the hospital in the morning and all we see is a sea of shoes. And in some way that's uplifting because we know that people are coming to the hospital, but also you think, excuse my friends, oh shit, this is going to be a tough day, because there's just shoes everywhere. So it's quite good. Here's another little video for you.
And it's action shot. Shall I do you want a massage? Film? Massage?
Yeah.
Okay, this is Shambapu. He's one of the Bapus, which it's like a monk. He's been helping me, and I've been training up on massage, and he's doing great. Hopefully, if things go well, he's going to be opening his own clinic here. I'm going to come back and train him a bit more. We've done cupping, gua sha, massage, moxa, and he can do a lot with that. Slide cupping, he's doing really great.
He's, like I said, he's a monk. He has had some Ayurvedic training as well. He's brilliant. He's really good. He's also fits in well with the patients because he's a monk. They're really acceptable to him because of his status as well, which is great. Okay, so this gentleman's the head of one of the local villages. He came in with a pain scale of 5 on his knees, on palpation of his extremely tight calves. He's now on his 4th visit, so let's just get a recap on how he is. Okay. What did he say?
It's really good. The knee, the pain is.
This was an elder.
Okay. He was on a pain scale of 5. I think he's on about a pain scale of, where would you put it?
Yeah, the pain's gone actually.
The pain's gone. Okay, we're going to do one last treatment just to reinforce it.
Yeah, couldn't bend his knee.
That's it.
Now
Can you
that's
hear
what
that?
it's called. So, yeah. Yeah. Again, that's an amazing improvement. Like, you just couldn't do that. He's very grateful.
Yeah.
He was an elder from one of the villages, and he came in with severe knee pain, and he was quite fat. He got a lot of patience in.
Yeah, it's perfect. A few niggles here and there, but it's almost 100% improvement.
Okay, great stuff. So the treatment was really very simple. We did sliding cups and massage to the calves, some trigger points on the calves of the first treatment. Second treatment, on the same treatment, sorry, we did a very basic knee treatment. Xi'an, stomach 34, spleen 10, kidney point, liver 8, and an opposite point on the inside of the leg. And we followed that treatment principle throughout, and it's just done the trick. I think we used Moxa 2 on one treatment for a short spell. So basically 100% with a lot better mobility.
The treatments we do, we have to diagnose very, very quickly. We have a lot of patients that are coming through, so we have to diagnose in minutes. So the treatments are really quite, what I was called, you're going back to basics, and they're quite straightforward. You treat exactly what you see. We can't go, in the UK, our treatments, one person, 1 hour, and we go into a lot of the emotional side of it. There's a lot of talking about it. We can't do that here. It's 95% musculoskeletal. We see what's going on and we treat it, and then we move on. So in a normal treatment session, we have, the patient will be brought in, the translator would talk to them, we'd listen, it would be translated, we'd work out what was done. What I would do in my clinic side then, I'd pass that patient, if he needed massage, I'd pass that patient onto the assistant, direct them to the cupping, massage, gua sha, or Moxa if necessary. Then the next patient would come in. While they were doing those, we'd be doing the same procedure again. Once I'd got the diagnosis, then I'd drop back and put the needle on the other, and then back to the patient. And that's how we'd run it. So we have, in the male treatment clinic, we had 9 beds last time going, and they're all full, nearly all the time. 3 practitioners, and I think it was the same in the ladies' clinic, more or less. Like I said, if you want any questions, please do feel free. This is quite interesting.
Okay, so this patient had pain across the shoulders radiating down the right arms. He's had 1 treatment and he's got 85% improvement. We've just had him talking to another patient about how pleased he is, so we're just going to try and capture a little bit of that. So, Darshan, if you want to ask him what he was just saying, basically.
Sorry, there's a little bit of translation going on here, but it's only very short.
He's been having this problem for 3 years on his left shoulder, and he's seen a number of doctors, and it's just not worked out. He's just got tired of it. After 2 treatments with us, and he's feeling 80% better, and he says he's just really, really happy with it.
Okay, I don't think we have to add any more to that. That just says it all. The treatment, what was the treatment, Darshan? I think it was just cupping, was it? Or needles as well?
It's cupping and a little bit of needles, I think.
Yeah.
Cupping needles and a lot of cups and some scraping as well.
Some gua sha, some cupping and some needles across the shoulders. It's great treatment. Okay. How do you feel? Is he happy that we came?
So I will run in short time. I've got loads of really
Thank you.
videos that really, this is quite interesting. It's only 30 seconds long, so
તમને કેટલું કેવું લાગે
this is the
છે?
gentleman
બહુ સારું,
બહુ
બહુ
સારું.
સારું એમ.
from the village.
જરા જરા પગમાં કેમ જો આ નીચે જોજો ઓછો એટલે.
Ask him,
પાછું કરો
હે
પાછું કરો એમ.
જો જો
ask him if he feels like he's 18 again.
તમને એમ લાગે છે કે તમે હવે 18 વર્ષના લાગો છો?
અરે પણ
એવું લાગે છે?
ખૂબ મજા આવે એમ.
He's got a lot of energy, he feels great, and he's got so much improvement.
આ ભક્તના મન છે આમ જરાય ન
He was a great character.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
on the way, I was that excited with the treatment, I was that pleased that on the way there's a short walk from the hospital to the ashram where we stay, and I was that excited. On the way home I was demonstrating to my colleagues, and I was lifting my legs up and saying, you know, this guy, all of a sudden there was an enormous tear, and I just split my trousers completely asunder. So they've never let me forget that. Okay, this is the clinic. You can hear now how quiet it gets as the needle
she's worked on a patient. She's just done a knee treatment. What treatment have you done, Barbara?
I've done heading, calf nose, I've done spleen 9, spleen 10, and I also put one of the 4 horses up here because he has occasional pain coming up his leg here. I thought I'd just pop that in to see what sort of profound.
We're really running short. I've only got 5 minutes
So this
left.
is his third treatment.
Yes.
His pain scale's a 3, he's down to a 2.
Okay, so I've got lots of videos. I've got loads of statistics, and I'm going to summarise these really. Every year we go, we're seeing more and more patients. One thing we realised that we needed to make the treatments really effective, we had to get the patients in for more than 3 treatments. That was what the statistics showed. So we had a massive drive for that last year. That was very, very successful. The main statistics of last year, we've had a steady increase of patients and a steady increase of improvement. Percentage of over 50% improvement to the patients, 72%. Percentage of patients with complete recovery, 13%. Now this is only over a fortnight period, so it just gives you an idea of what we could do if we were there longer. I saw a patient last year who came in with his left knee. This year he came in with his right knee. So the treatment's working, and some of it's lasting as well. We're getting people there who are in pain in the fields and who can't work back into the fields, and they have to work. There's no social security there. They have to work to feed, and that's the importance of what we're doing. So yeah, it's a stepping stone, but it's in the right direction. So only a few minutes left. Can I ask any questions? Yes.
Sorry.
Bad time to admit it.
You do treat children as well?
Yes.
There isn't a little category for children. Do you know about the improvements?
We don't treat very many children, and that is why there isn't a category. That is something, that's your bag, isn't it? Yeah. There is definitely scope for that. We are literally next door to schools, more than one, with hundreds of kids. We get some really sad cases coming in actually. We get all sorts of incredible things that come in that is just totally out of our remit. There's so much more to tell you all about the advertising. We have the area that we cover is huge. People come for as much as 100 kilometres on all sorts of incredible transport that you wouldn't believe. You know, they don't come on horseback, but you know. Any other questions?
Can I just say, what
Yeah.
when I went, which was 3 years ago now, but there were a few under 10-year-olds that came. There was one that brought her, he was about 7 or 8, and he'd had headaches for a long, long time. You know, they put his eyes and didn't know what it was, and he came in and he sat with his legs swinging here at Acupuncture clinic. All I did was show them, or we did, because he had a few treatments, and they went. Which was incredible. That's all we did.
We get loads of these miraculous
That was great.
treatments. They're brilliant.
Yeah.
It really is. We get a lot of, things that you don't see in the UK, and it's so fulfilling. You think, how did we do that? How did it work? How did we actually achieve that? But we're just following the real. We're stripping everything down and going right back to basics. And it works. It really does. Any other questions?
Can I just ask a question straight? Have you treated any children at Grenfell? No. No, it's been adults. Is that something that maybe could be explored in the future? Because that's they pretty much developed background, so they're likely to be impacted by it all, aren't they? Yes. School that's nearby. It's right there, isn't it? Yeah. No. Too many people. Yeah, too many people. But
We need help all the way around.
Yeah, I really think
From
we could.
even admin or just help we need. So can we come back to you in a second, Jim? There's just a gentleman. Did you want to ask a question?
Oh, yeah. I'm Korean. I'm a British council. Sorry for this. I've been in Africa for 2 years now, in Ethiopia. And also, are there any opportunity if you wanted to then your medical quality work? For example, who is familiar with acupuncture? For example, North Korea. Now, quite often the people are limited in acupuncture treatment because there are poverty problem and issue problem as well. And when I was in Africa, the one day the minimum is 200 patients they wanted to do yearly treatment. No for the simple disease, it's a special process. The Africa has a very big gap in the morning time and the evening. There's so many people are living to the street. So suddenly they change it and twist and TIA easily. So I do have so many experience to do and a very critical issue rather than simple massage and treatment. I'm asking, are there any possibility the location to extend it to the all other Africa or the North Korea?
I think that's something to discuss later. So we've got a stand here.
Sure.
If you come and have a chat with us
Sure.
later on. All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. We're on this floor.
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
hopefully near the coffee machine.
One thing that the volunteer work must be handed over easily. You must contact the local hospital. Whether your treatment done it, you maybe then the follow-up is the most important. Rather than 2-week treatment, they are waiting for, as you know, for 1 year. They are working for 3 or 4 hours to get at hospital. But following is the most important point. Once you back, there might be the local treatment carry on with the local. We have a Mongol hospital work who has already doctor. They wanted to then treatment for the acupuncture course, special course for 3 years. They have a very big hospital, very big bed. They lay down for the whole ground. Minimum is 300 people and lay down on the street. We do have, and as you know, we will announce, okay, if you have any then the problem to here, the one section without the many diagnosis indication. They're huge, the people are laid down, they are waiting for treatment. But the miracle then, the more than 0.5% is recovered on the same day.
Incredible.
Yeah, they might be in the future, you maybe have a very big experience to the acupuncture, how it works in Asia part, Nepal and North Korea and India as well. It's quite good and incredible work. Thank you.
Thank you. June?
No, it's okay after.
Okay. We've got a stand here. We've only really touched the surface. Please come and chat to us. So, if there's anything else you want to know, there's loads more I could have told you. We just didn't have enough time. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope we gave you a little bit of an overview of what we've been doing. So thank you. Thanks to all.